everyone. It's Kelly DeReuter, and I'm here with my friend and business partner, Laurie Gregg. And we are here to call in Source once again to get you some great information on the uh, coronavirus. Now, there's a couple of things that I want to make sure you know. First of all, I want you to know that this is a one take kind of deal. We've been told by Source that we get one take. So we don't get to do 5 takes and then pick the best one. So if you see anything that looks a little like it should have been edited out, remember, this is pretty much live for us. Also, I want you to know that it we feel like this is a great honor to be able to do this because we have been privately talking to Source for 16 years, not because we didn't want to share it, but because Source wouldn't speak to anyone else, and now that's available to you. So anyway, Laurie, you want to add anything to that?
I'm excited because we don't get a take 2 at all. He flat out told us that I only do 1 take. It makes me a little bit like, okay, let's get this right. And I've been told, relax, everything's going to be great. So
good. Okay. Well, we'll relax, and what happens happens. Why don't you go ahead and call him in?
All right. Yo, God. Kelly, as you know, I was instructed to open up my chest and my solar plexus area to listen from my feeler body. And God's saying, we're going to talk about death today. Because you humans see it so differently than your soul beings see it. Differently than all of us in the heavens see it. I know this will be comforting, so hold on to your hats. Your death time is predestined. You choose it with us before you even come into earth, before you even come into your humanness. The death timing is already set. So although things appear to be accidents, it's really always meant to be. So especially during this time, when all of you are getting all upset and worried, and I'm not saying death is an easy thing to play at all. I'm saying that the death was going to happen one way or another at the perfect timing. And remember, it's the perfect timing for the person transitioning, not necessarily the perfect timing for you who are left on earth. Remember, the person who is dying of coronavirus would have died of something else at this time. So don't be blaming everything on corona. It really, I'm not saying it's an easy way to go. No, I am not saying that at all. Many of you are witnessing people going through this. It is a time that their souls have pre-chosen way back when, before they came to earth. They didn't choose it last year or last month. No, this has been chosen amongst the souls, amongst the angels. It's all pre-planned. All the accidents, like I said, look like accidents, and they're all meant to be. You're going at this time no matter what. So all of you humans witnessing the death, remember, they were going to pass at this time anyway. Nothing is your fault. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, of course, comfort them, support them, make them feel better. And don't you dare feel guilty. Don't you carry it around like a burden, like, oh, I wish I would have done ABC. Because I guarantee if you would have done ABC, it would have made no difference. This is not the time for guilt or blame at all. Make sure you got that. This is not the time for guilt, blame, or any of the negative feelings. He's saying, that's good, Laurie. Okay, thank you, God. Thank you.
Wow. I didn't know he was going to come in and hit that head on.
Yeah, he didn't set it up, did he?
No. Well, so I have to say that Laurie and I already have had this information for years, and it has made a huge difference in how I view death and how I feel. And it's taken away virtually all of my fear, because instead of being afraid that something dangerous is going to take one of my boys or somebody I love, I think, well, their time is their time, and it's probably not their time, so I'm sure they're fine. And if by chance it is their time, there's not anything I can do about it. It's just their time. So I'm going to be at peace with that. And it really has taken away all of my fear.
Exactly. And I'd like to say, I was meditating before we started the call, and the angels came in and said, go to Instagram. And I'm like, no, I'm meditating right now. But when they tell me to do something, I know I should do it. I go to Instagram right before this, and I was so taken aback. A beautiful emergency room nurse here in New York City flew into New York to help with the coronavirus. She was crying and talking about walking into her patients' rooms, and her patients would be dead. And she was like, you don't realize how hard it is, how stressful it is. And I really feel like God was talking to her. I mean, I was crying when Kelly and I first started prepping for this call. I was crying. She couldn't even understand me.
She came on Zoom crying.
And the thing is, I told her it was tears of joy, because I got why we're doing this particular talk. Because, I was a little fidgety about talking about death, but I'm so thrilled. And I hope all of the healthcare workers watch this and realize it's their patient's time to go. There's nothing they could have done about it. So thank you, angels, for directing me to go to Instagram right before this.
Yes. Well, and the last thing that I want to make sure to emphasize, because I'm not sure it was really emphasized or clear, is the way that people are going to die is never preordained. Only the time that they're going to, like within a couple month period. So It could be anything. It could be an illness. It could be an accident. It could be anything. So I know that if someone goes because of a particular thing, it's crazy or silly to blame that thing, because I know that if it wasn't that thing, it would have been something else. And so that takes all of the energy off of blaming something.
Thank you for adding that. Thank you.
Of course. All right. Well, and thank you from me to the angels and to Source. And thank you, Laurie, for, as always, for being so wonderful and listening and conveying what you hear.
Of course.
All right. So bye, everybody. We'll see you next video.
Next time. All righty.
Oh, and thank you to all of you for showing up. All right.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Bye.